Really?
All right. Welcome. That's great news, Byron. Welcome, everyone. To us Manufacturing Home Sales Mastery. Coming in like we do each and every day with our mastery. And check it out. We have today the continuation of building rapport, how we make that happen, how we do it in manufactured home sales, and why it's important. It's episode number 356 of our 15 Minutes Master, where we come in to get you some information, inspiration, motivation to get your day started off on the right foot. And that voice you heard was Byron Ellis out here in Tyler, Texas. I'm at Mobile Home Masters, where I kind of seem to be living for the last few weeks. But man, we're doing great things, doing awesome things, and we're continuing to grow here. And so this week we're talking on the subject of building rapport. And yesterday came in and spoke to you about how we need to take the time to actually get to know the customers. And it starts with one simple question. So tell me, where are you from? Right? Just finding out where they're from, getting to know them, and being able to just have a conversation that has nothing to do about business. But today, I want to talk to you about active listening, building rapport via active listening. And Deb Calvert writes, sellers who listen to buyers carefully and then give them the missing ingredients, those are the ones who stand out. I love that description. Giving them the missing ingredients. You're listening to what they're telling you. Okay, you've gone through your warm up and you, let's say you're into your interview process, you're asking the questions, and hopefully you're not starting off right away with, tell me about what you guys are looking for. There's more to it than that. But when they are answering you and when they are talking to you, they're giving you the ways in which you can help them. Plus, they're also not giving you certain, they're giving you things by not saying certain things. So you, with your active listening, can then respond to them and actually fill them in on some things they did not even realize they were saying or missing or needing. And so that's what active listening is all about, right? So as we get into this, let's talk about this a little bit, okay? The great thing about it is this, you can imagine having a conversation where you could tell the other person wasn't really listening, right? We've all been there. I've been guilty of it so many times. My wife will tell you, right? I'll be like, what? So maybe they're just nodding at the responses and but not really catching what you're saying. But as sales consultants, we've all been there. But the truth is that when you're not actively listening, folks, we're missing more than just words. We're missing the opportunities for that deeper connection, okay? Because active listening isn't just about hearing the words that are being spoken, but it's actually being fully present and hearing what's not being said. I'll give you a quick example. We were role playing the phone process, right, with some folks this a few months back. And I'm the one role playing as the consultant, and I'm speaking with this lady. And this was actually almost a year ago. Now that I think about it, and so she starts telling me about what she was looking for in a home. She mentioned the home was just for her and her aunt and their dog, but she had responded to an ad on a 4-bedroom. They were living in a smaller apartment. They wanted to get something that was going to cost them less per month than what they were paying in rent. Great things. And when she got done describing what she was looking for, I then proceeded to turn around and say, hey, you mentioned all these things, which is fantastic. But you mentioned that it was just you and your aunt and the dog. You're trying to pay less per month, but yet you're calling on a much larger home. Sounds to me that for what you're trying to accomplish, obviously, as long as the home has the wants that you have, certain looks and features, maybe going with something smaller than a 4-bedroom is going to actually work in your favor. And so that's an example there of listening to what they're not saying. She didn't say, we only need a 2-bedroom. She was calling in on a 4, went into descriptions, everything else, but never said that. So it's about picking up on the things that they're not saying, right? So this means listening to how they say it as well, the tone, the pauses, their body language, everything that has to do with it. And so there's a huge difference between just hearing and listening. Hearing, it's that passive process. It's just being present. Yeah, okay, you know. But listening, on the other hand, is an active process. It requires your full attention, right? And it's engaging with the person that's speaking to you. Listen, answer a little bit. Listen some more, answer a little bit. But really, man, there's nothing wrong with you having your interview sheet in front of you and actually taking notes as they're speaking. That's one of the great things about this. Pay attention to their tone. Pay attention to the inflections in their voice. Pay attention to the body language. Are they looking at you when they start to describe certain things, or are they looking away? Those things matter. And when you notice those things, call them out respectfully, address them. And notice when you started talking about the budget, you kind of seemed hesitant about that. Talk to me about that. What's going on there? What are you worried about? What are you concerned? Because, like I've mentioned to you before, here's the thing. If you don't address them, those are the things that are the uncertainties in their mind. Those are the things that they are doubting for themselves. And if you just blow them off because you're just trying to go through your process, or you get outside because you think the house is where they want to be, you're not resolving those issues, those questions, those concerns. And when they are out there, they're not in a frame of mind to be able to make a decision on the homes you're showing them, because they're still thinking about that thing inside, whether it was the financing, whatever it was that you noticed that they were kind of skittish about. You need to make sure that you're doing that and you're paying attention, right? Because you're also building trust, and it just enhances the buying experience. And if I can tell you nothing more, we need to continue to improve the buying experience. And that means we need to elevate the way that we treat our clients, the way we handle them, the way that we deal with them, and how we listen to them, so that you can provide those missing ingredients that Deb Calvert was talking about when it comes to your clients. So let's go over the top 5 actionable strategies. This is how you can start practicing active listening today, right now, with the next person who sits in front of you or that you talk to on the phone. First and foremost, you have to eliminate all distractions. When you're speaking with your customers, you got to put the phone away. You got to shut the computer down. Okay. Turn the ringer off, all of that stuff, so you can focus in on the conversation. And make it clear within your team, hey, when I'm with customers, please don't come in and start trying to ask me questions. Eliminate the distractions. Use clarifying questions. Don't assume that you fully understand what the customer's saying just because you've been doing this 30 years, Ray. Okay? Got Ray Stinger over there. We want to make sure we're paying attention and understanding what they're. So when you notice that statement that's kind of off, ask some clarifying statements. Hey, can you tell me more about that? What did you mean by this? What is, when they tell you, here's a great example. Well, we're just looking for some more space. Hey, you know what, Mr. Customer, I can appreciate that. So help me out here. What does space mean to you? How much space? Because folks, you know that space is relative. I may be in a 1-bedroom or a studio apartment. So to me, a 800 square foot home is going to be space. But to you, it may be 2,500 square feet. So ask the clarifying questions. Paraphrase and summarize. Make sure that when your customer says something powerful, that you can prove to them that you're listening by paraphrasing. Hey, so what I'm hearing you say here, Ray, is that you're looking for something that's affordable, but you also you don't want to compromise on the quality. Is that correct? Paraphrase and summarize so that they know that you're listening. Focus on those nonverbal cues. Pay attention to their tone of voice, their body language, their facial expressions. You'll pick up so much from that. And like I said, if they start getting standoffish and you notice it, call it out right away. Hey, I noticed that when I said this just a little bit ago, you kind of went back, kind of hesitated. You had that look like something bothered you about that. Help me, Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer, understand what about that are you uncomfortable with? Don't be afraid to address those issues, because those are the things that are going to keep them from deciding on the home when you go out there to show them a house. And you think that you did everything right. And you probably did, except for you didn't address the things that were bothering them, that you noticed, just because you didn't want to make it uncomfortable. Folks, I'm here to tell you, sometimes it has to be uncomfortable. That's the only way you can get those issues out of the way so that they are free, clear mind to be able to pick a house when they go out there and look. And lastly, resist the urge to interrupt. Do not be the smartest person in the room. Man, we've been doing this for a long time. I know you've been doing this for a long time. Some of you just started. Either way, just because you do it every day does not mean that that gives you the authority to interrupt people, cut off their sentences, assume that you know what they're trying to say. Let them finish out. Let them say what they're going to say. And then suggest, and then clarify, and then come back and help them understand how you can do. So the normal way, or what's been the way of thinking about this up until now, has been believing that listening was simply the gathering the information. I need to get the information I need to get. That's why you get those half-ass interview sheets that come back to you not filled out, right? And so they see this just as a step in the process, as opposed to what it really is. Because a new way of thinking on this, the way you should be thinking about this, okay, and the way I challenge you today is to look at listening as one of the most important steps in the sales process. Rather than rushing through the warm-up, rather than rushing through the interview, rather than rushing through the budget, listen, talk, get your customer to understand, because doing that sets the stage for everything that's about to follow, which is what they came to do, which is pick out a home. Actively listening isn't just about getting through the conversation, folks. It's about engaging deeply and building that genuine trust. Okay. It's about trust-based connections. Do that and watch what happens with your closing percentage. You'll shut down a lot more than you think are just here to look. Have a great Tuesday, folks. Get on out there. Do your best. Make things happen, man. I got to get into this training. Have a fantastic day. Until then, I can't wait to meet you. All right. You ready, Ray?
Sir.
Let's go.
You want to do it in here? Let's go to the lobby, bro. Oh, me, if you're more comfortable here, we'll do it in here. Ready?
Where we doing? Where we rolling?
You don't know what to talk about?